to start the show, Liquid Death.
Yes.
So Tom, you just won so many cool points with him. So he's in Spain right now. He's traveling for work.
I really feel like he's avoiding me on purpose.
I feel like the Carmen Sandiego act, Tom.
Where in the world is Tom?
Yeah, where in the world is Tom? Dodging Taylor, Avi.
Obviously.
I think he's dreading that Morbius conversation.
He's gonna get the smackdown from me, and he's scared. He is too scared.
Well, I am just getting my little shares on here, so give me just a second or two, because I'm horrible at talking and typing for some reason, even though I did it in like all my other jobs. But all right, that's shared on the tweets. Cool, and then we just gotta throw it in a few pages. Bam! It's on my page. Boom, and a comic book look. Boom.
I'm waiting for that one so I can share it too on the page.
A comic book look? Yeah, let me get that really quick. And I are putting in work. After work. After work.
Work after work.
Okay. It is posted in all the places.
Okay. Come on, internet.
All the stuff, all the things. All right, we're just getting warmed up here, you guys. This is the infamous a minute to win it. I can't talk. Taylor, you worked today as well, right?
I did.
Yeah, so you know where I'm at. Yeah, you know where I'm at. Taylor and I were talking, you guys, and we haven't even opened the show yet, but Taylor and I were talking, and I fell asleep on the couch because I was not going to work out the film. I'm tired, and so I crashed, and then I wake up 10 minutes later, and Ken was like, dude, your phone's buzzing. And Taylor's like, dude, I can do it. So we're so excited to circle up tonight, talk some books.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty groovy. So
I'm having a difficult time getting this to share to the page. So this is fun. I would love to share this. Yes, it literally will not let me get an actual thing going. So I'm trying.
Well, you do you on that.
Yes.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna awkwardly dance around while I wait for this to load properly.
Well, I'll open the show. You do that, and then we'll take the wheel and see where we go tonight, because we got random lists and random things to visit about. So, without further ado, the best drum roll a guy can get on a glass desk. Hey everybody, it's your boy John on Demand here from A Comic Book Look, proudly sponsored by Rainbow Comics, which lives in Sioux Falls as well as Lincoln, Nebraska. So we have Taylor here from the Lincoln store, awesome coworker extraordinaire. And so we just wanted to circle up tonight and talk some books. So first and foremost, Taylor, how the heck are you?
Yes. I am way too sweaty today.
Is it toasty down there?
It was 82 degrees at 9:30 in the morning when I was driving into work today.
This is one reason why I like South Dakota.
How hot was it for you today?
It felt warm, but I don't even know the temps, to be honest with you. I had the AC on my car on the way to work. And then at the shop it's just cold most of the time. Unless we set it to super hot, then it's
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I've almost got this shared.
Yes. Sharing.
I think it was 97 all day today.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. So we recently at both Sioux Falls and Lincoln and every other comic book store across the country, we, as the humble servants of retail, survived Free Comic Book Day. I personally enjoyed it.
Barely.
It was a lot of fun. But Free Comic Book Day means it's just a real high volume of customers and everything. We did a lot of like video coverage and stuff like that. I actually saw that you guys also did the tape arrows on the floor to direct traffic.
Yes.
So I was like, yay, great minds.
My favorite thing was that we were threatening death to anyone who didn't follow the arrows.
Okay.
And there were several people who walked in and they looked at me because I was at the register and they're like, "Are you Taylor?" And I'm like, "Yes." And they're like, "We were warned about you." And then they followed the arrows. And I was like, yes.
So thank you to everyone.
Thank you to everyone who followed the arrows.
Yeah, I just was cracking up though because Tim lifted it up in that video, and so I was like, Taylor, geez Louise.
Yes.
So were you were Till, and then did you and Tim like trade off, or did you ever?
Yes. So we have a cool thing where we have volunteers every year who love to come and just hang out. We've had this kid Bridger. So at our old location, we were by the high school, and he was going to high school there, and so he would come in all the time. And so we just said, "Hey, bud, you want to help us out on Free Comic Book Day?" And he was like, yes. And so now every year since then, he's been coming back and doing it and stuff like that. So him and his friend this year manned our free comics and kind of kept an eye on that and just kind of, were around the store. Tim wandered around, socialized, helped people as they need it. And then we had another friend up at the front with me, kind of checking books, passing along what needed to be checked out. Yep. It was the smoothest, greatest operation. It was great.
Wow.
We had local artists in the store also, and they all kind of knew how everything was rolling. So we had gears returning, everything was going. It was great. Well-oiled machine, that's for sure.
Yep. So let's talk about that really quick here, because you are a mighty team of two. So who indeed was the project manager here? Because I'm sensing a lot of direction.
Tim and I have agreed. We both run the store very well together. He's like, I know comics, you know store stuff. So I was like, got you.
That's awesome.
So while it was a mighty team of two, we definitely conquered and divided. But I think we rocked it both equally. But I definitely organized a lot of stuff, and Tim definitely has recognized me a lot for that. I know his video yesterday he did showcasing stuff that came out today. He made sure to spend some time thanking me for that, and oh, gross, but thank you.
That's awesome. Oh man, I'm already getting the comment. Chop and Drop saying, Happy New Comic Book Day, comic book friends. Thank you so much, and happy Comic Book Sabbath to you, my child. It's a good time of the week here, with good old Wednesday. Derek's checking in with us here. Free Comic Book Day was awesome. Great day at Rainbow. Thank you so much. Yeah, it was a crazy turnout. Taylor and I were talking about this before we hit the go button, and we were both really impressed with the volume of people, and not to mention new faces to the store, which is really exciting too, is just to kind of get the, hey, we're here. We sell these crazy cool things, and definitely come see us again. And I think that was probably one of my favorites, was hearing new impressions. We also had a customer from New York come through. So they were in town for something, and they were like, I want to come check this out. So I love making a splash somewhere. I don't know. It was so random.
Yeah. We definitely had the random strangler just kind of came in and was just like, what's going on today? And we're like, you picked the worst but best day to randomly find our store. Welcome. It's chaos. Get some free stuff. It was so amazing.
Yeah. So ultimately, I was really happy with the offering of books this year. I was a little weirded out that we didn't have any Star Wars offerings. That was a little different. But everything else was, I haven't read everything yet, but just from what I could see of covers of stuff offered, I thought it was a pretty good spectrum.
A big hit for us was everybody was asking for the Spider-Man Venom book.
Oh, yeah.
We definitely did not have enough for the day. Those were gone instantly, and everybody was constantly asking. We're like, we're sorry, we don't have any.
Oh no.
We had a decent amount left over going into Sunday, but Tim told me that we had a lot of people in on Sunday still just snatching up what they could.
Yep.
And we still have stuff, and people are just like, oh my gosh, do you have any by chance? And we're like, heck yeah, we do. So yeah, I have also not gotten a chance to read anything. I grabbed a handful. I didn't grab everything, but I definitely did pick up a handful of things that I'm excited. I'm really looking forward to reading that Bone Orchard mythos.
Yeah.
I've been very excited for that, so I'm excited for the Free Comic Book Day stuff for it. So definitely gonna check that one out.
Yeah, heck yeah. The other thing I will say is having the breakfast food truck at ours was so perfect, because breakfast is my jam, and when I can just go out and order a coffee, it's right there on the street. I'm just like, it needs to be like this all the time. So we need a full-time barista.
Honestly. Tim had a friend deliver him some coffee right at the morning, right before we opened. So that was pretty cool.
Yes. That's awesome. Oh no! Matt's checking in with us here. I'm disappointed in myself for missing this year. Would have been my first in your store since I moved to the Minnesota-South Dakota border. Matt, we got you covered. We still have plenty of books. So if you do want to swing out, love to have you. Yeah, definitely welcome to the area. That's super awesome. So thank you for thinking of us.
Yeah.
Chop and Drop says, Sally couldn't make it to Rainbow on Saturday, but did grab a few free comic book day books today with my weekly pickups. Awesome.
Good.
Here. So.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, man, yeah, and it's like I was on Till a lot today, and so I am horrible at mentioning because I'm used to last year's books that I assume everyone's already gotten, and I always forget to lift up. Oh, we have new stuff over there, so I did it a couple of times, but I need to make myself like a chat reminder on the monitor or something.
Yeah. We have like a really cool little section like right by our front window that's like our dollar books, and then I set up a whole row that I'm just like, hey, that row all free, take them. Yeah. So that's been really good. So but I definitely feel you. I always forget that we have that stuff. So yeah, there with you.
Oh man. Well, we had free books come out this weekend, and those are, like I said, at both of our locations, you guys in Lincoln, Nebraska, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We got free books still from Free Comic Book Day, but we also had new books come out. They're not free, but they're awesome. And this was a real kind of a speckled Easter egg of a week. There
was so much this week that I was stoked for.
This is more of a Taylor week. If you guys want to know more about my comment with that, watch our last episode together. But I'm excited, and I suspect that I will probably learn a thing or two from you, and you might sell me a book or two.
So, ooh, really? That's cool. Okay.
Because every time Amanda and I do the stream and talk about comics together, I always buy like one or two that I just talk myself into. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I totally should have gotten this, and then I buy it. James is checking in, dropping by to say hi, you guys. Also, X-Men 11 is amazing this week. I am excited to read that, and there's a sweet reveal at the end that a viewer told us about on the Rainbow Show when Trevor and I were filming earlier. So I did crack it open. I did see it. I don't know the context. I haven't read it yet, and I'm quite giddy. So
that's my favorite thing, is just getting like a little sneak peek in a book, and you're like, what is the context? Like, I need to know.
Exactly.
That's always my favorite.
It's hard not knowing that, but I'm definitely curious. Darren is just checking in saying hiya. And hiya right back to you, Dan.
Howdy.
How you doing? All right. Well, let's hit some books, man. That's what we do here. Yeah. And I expect we have quite a bit to talk about. So, Taylor, I'm going to let you go first and pick your poison.
Okay, so I only picked up 4 books this week. Okay. Just because that's just how I roll. But Batgirls.
Okay.
Are you reading Batgirls?
I'm not reading Batgirls.
So we just hit issue 6, so it's the end of that story. As far as I know, there's going to be more. There better be more, because I'm so in love with Batgirls. I'm not a DC person. I don't know hardly anything about these characters. I know like little bits and pieces. This is the perfect place to just jump in and go. So if you can get number 1, read it. It's so good. But sticking with the DC theme, Jurassic League.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
I saw this in previews. I remember talking about it when we were ordering it, and we're like, we'll just get a couple. We don't need a lot. We ended up bumping it last minute. I'm so glad we did, because I read this book and I sold it to everybody today. Okay. It is so campy. It is so borderline stupid that I'm in love. Like, it's Justice League, but dinosaurs.
Okay.
You know the Justice League. You know their stories.
Yeah.
They're dinosaurs.
Oh my god.
You don't need anything else. Get it. It's a 6-issue mini. I think it's going to be amazing.
So, do they talk and stuff in the book?
Say that again.
Do they like talk and stuff in the book?
Yes.
So there's comic bubbles. Okay.
It is a talking thing. As far as I understand, when the humans that are in the book talk to them, it's translated from human.
Okay.
So like when they do like other languages in like other books, like they say, oh, translated from whatever. This is translated from human. Okay. Okay. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh. I'm just delighted that you're rocking that because.
Yes. So many people, I said, get Jurassic League today. And they're like, what? And I was like, just get it. Like, it is so ridiculous. I love it.
Oh,
man, it is so good. Yes. As far as DC goes, I don't really read a lot. So that's what I got for DC.
Dan is just saying I might have to check out Batgirls now. So that's what I'm talking about, Dan. She always gets me in trouble. And, between her and Amanda and me, like I just, books keep flying at me. It's annoying.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I'm going to hop on the DC train, if that's cool.
Okay.
I've only read up to issue 6 of this, but I love this cover so much. Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue 11. That Bay cover.
That Bay cover.
That's a Bay cover.
That is so good.
I gotta be honest, when I first heard about, what was going on in the series, because I jumped on after issue 5, and I got 1 through 5, and I've read 1 through 6 so far. And I was like, I just want to check it out. There's all this like concern about Superman and being gay and whatever. And it's obviously not. It's his son, so it's a completely different character. And I'm like, dude, this is a chance for me to learn about a new character. Let's jump in and do it. But I gotta say that both the art and the writing has actually been really cool. And I've never been able to really relate or connect with a Superman title before. So this has really been a treat for me. And it's just a bonus that, it comes with awesome covers and, sweet writing and everything. I'm very delighted by it. And I did not see myself saying those words a couple of months ago. But I'm definitely glad.
Yeah, we have lots of customers who are getting it, and they're all so excited every time there's a new issue. So it's got me curious.
Yeah.
So it may be one I'll check out the collected. I can wait, but it's definitely a cute one for sure.
Yeah. So I definitely I recommend it. I think it's a lot of fun, and I just dove in to try something new, and I'm so glad I did, because at our store we can't keep these on the shelves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have such a hard time.
It is gone. Even the A cover. Yeah.
Yep, it's A cover, it's variants, it's the special ones like what you got. It is every single cover. People are just eating it alive. I love it. Love to see it.
Dan says, shame on us, huh? Yes, shame on us. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Taylor's Run with John has been one of my favorites.
Aw.
That's cool. Well, thank you. Yeah, we are the dynamic duo. We have met in person twice. During the store setup. And other than that, we just do a lot of snarky messaging back and forth, and Starbucks sometimes.
Yes. Speaking of which, haven't gotten any recently. Totally kidding.
But when we are together in person, it is a trip. And
yes,
my favorite is still, of course, the Taco Inn / Goss session in the parking lot.
Yes.
So it's really fun, getting to meet a coworker in another state, and we do the same thing, but we do different stuff, and it's so cool. But thank you, Matt. So that was my first book.
Okay. I'm gonna shift to Marvel real quick.
Okay.
So Moon Knight.
Oh, okay.
I finished the show.
Yeah.
Picked up this book. Yeah. First ever Moon Knight comic that I've ever read. Decided to try it. I'm in love with it.
Oh, okay.
It has 3 stories in it. It's one of those black, white, and blood. So it's black, white, and red coloring. 3 different stories, 3 different writers, 3 different artists. First one was good dipping my toe in. Second story had Spider-Man, and we all know how I feel about Spider-Man. I love him so much. You know what? I'm just going to thumb real quick while I think about this. There is one panel that if it doesn't sell you, it should. Just look at Spider-Man. Look at him.
That's hard.
I love that story. It's so good. And then the third story, it was fine. It wasn't my favorite, but overall the book was very good. I read it twice today, just sitting in the store. Cool. I mean, I was partially just kind of talking about it and showing people, but then I was just like, I'm just going to read it again. So I read the whole thing through twice today, sitting in the store. So It's definitely a good one. For being my first Moon Knight comic, I'm into it. I'm loving it. It's That's so cool. Good.
That's good to hear. That one I was humming and hawing because I'm like, I don't, the other red, white, and black ones or whatever, I don't get into it as much. Like I tried the Carnage or whatever. But with Moon Knight, I've actually procured quite a run of Volume 1 and some of the other ones because I want to learn about the character so I can rewatch the show and truly appreciate it. And so that's one thing I love doing is just learning about characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I will
definitely give it a peek.
And I might be just stashing one tomorrow to buy.
Yes. Definitely do that.
This is what I'm talking about, you guys. Taylor just keeps getting me in trouble. It's terrible.
I can tell you on so many books.
Aaron Evans is checking in with us. My comment thing cuts off sometimes, but he is saying good evening, John. And it's scrolling. And
it's scrolling.
Taylor. Okay. Boom. Cliffhanger there.
Perfect.
Dan is saying that he's pausing Picard for this.
Good. Picard can wait.
Exactly. They have technology that they can just wait while we do our thing. Well, that's cool, man. Well, excellent work on that selection. One of my Marvel gets that I got was this What If Miles Morales issue 3. Okay. So I just read issue 2 during my time off this weekend, where he became Wolverine, and I gotta say that this is an interesting take on What If, where I've seen it do like 1-2 parters and that's it, and then it's the next story. But it's a continuation, and it all kind of blends together, and it's fascinating. So I've never seen a What If header used for like a 6-issue run or whatever this is going to be. But I don't hate it. And so I'm just intrigued more than anything. And I really, really loved issue 1 of it. So issue 2 is a lot of fun as well. But yeah, I'm really curious to see what he does with the Hulk. So I'm on board. Let's do it. Yeah.
I definitely know a customer who him and his son have been picking up that book, and his son is like 10 years old and like loves Miles. So like they always are looking for that one. So maybe it's good. Maybe I should check it out. I don't know.
It's a curious piece for me. Like, what in the heck's going on over here? So I like it well enough.
Let's see. I'm trying to think what I read that I didn't pick up. Let me think. Oh, West of Sundown. Issue 2 came out. So when I got issue 1, based on the cover, I thought it was going to be something completely different. It's a vampire book. I had no idea.
That sounds like my language.
Yes. So it's super fun. Basically, it's like this lady vampire, and she goes and basically gets this Irish man. And it's back in like way forever ago. I don't even know, like 1800s, I think. Gets this Irish man, and then they just exist together. And he just helps her stay alive and stuff. And so at the end of issue 1, something really kind of crazy and tragic happens. And so issue 2 today was kind of like recovering from that and moving on and learning a little bit more about like this lady vampire's backstory. And I'm into it. I'm sold. I mean, I love a good sexy lady vampire. And she definitely fits the bill for me.
Who is the publisher on this?
That's a good question. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know that it was a major one. It might be like not Vault. I'm failing. That's my job. I don't know. Okay. I do not know off the top of my head. West of Sundown.
West of Sundown. Okay, cool. Yeah, that might be one I'd be interested in because I love a lot of the vampire stuff that's out right now. And
it has some really good covers. They look like just the coolest like old movie poster, kind of like run down. Like they're very, very cool. That's one I'm going to buy. I'm just waiting until I have all of them because like I'm like I want to get some of this other stuff first.
Yeah.
But that's a good one that I'm reading. But one that I did buy today is this one, Grimm. So I love Jenny Friesen. And so, that one really almost got me too.
I love my shiny thing.
But I mostly, honestly, only picked this book up because I wanted a Jenny Friesen cover because I love her. And like, I have a wall with just like stuff that she's done. But I read it today. and it's fantastic.
Okay.
This girl here, she is a Grim Reaper. She goes and collects people who are dead and takes them across the river, and there you go. Things don't go according to plan in this first book, and I love it. The art's pretty good. It's a pretty straightforward story, and I'm very curious to see how she recovers in the next issue. It'll be really good.
I was really eyeballing the gray cover as well, where she's like downward with the scythe and their skulls and stuff, and it just looked really sharp. I still might scoop that up. We'll find out. But I really had to go for the foil because I'm such a diva. Aaron saying Gremlin was such a great read, book of the week for me.
It honestly, it is a topper for me. I really did like this one. I mean, that's why I picked it up today. Like I was like, I gotta take this one home with me. Like it's a good one.
Matt is saying not a Marvel guy, but always loved What If since I was a kid. Yeah, it's funny because that really could be its own thing. And Marvel is really good at doing that too, where they'll do books off to the side or one-off stories or whatever. So that way you don't have to be invested in long-term storylines or anything. So that's cool.
That's fun.
This next one, I am taking a leap into the wild. I'm living dangerously, and I completely turned in my nerd card because I was wrong with a couple. More on that. Frank Frazzetta's Death Dealer. Frazetta, yeah. Death Dealer, I got the blank too because I love blank. Interior art looks sick, and I was like, I'm not familiar with it, and so I thought it was new. But I was talking to a customer who was getting it, and I was like, dude, I'm so excited to check this out. I'm not familiar with it. And he pulls up his jeans pant leg and shows me a tat of that character. And he's like, dude, I've had this for 20 years. So it's been around for a minute. And
this is the first time I'd ever heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with Frank Frazetta. I feel like maybe I should be, but I've never been exposed to it or anything because I mainly read Marvel and a bit of DC. So I'm excited to dip my foot into the pool, though. The interior art just looks so gorge, and I was ready to just kind of try something new and get away from superhero books a little bit and enjoy. This horse just looks so badass, like he's ready to win and crush things.
Yeah.
Stuff, and I was like, yes, I just need to read this book. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I saw that we had that one. No idea what it was. I passed it right up. No idea. So definitely let me know what you thought of that one. Yeah. I'm curious.
Yeah, I hope it's amazing, but I don't know. All right, it's your turn.
Okay, we're gonna go Jenny Frieson again. On this cover, 8 billion genies.
Ooh.
This cover, amazing.
I went this route, but
yes,
because I love this. I love this.
I mean, it's so good.
I love the blue. I was like, I struggled, and I'm so glad you got it too. I'm excited to check this out though. This looks trippy, and
so you haven't read it yet?
I have not read any of these yet.
Tim and I both read this book because we have been hyped for this book for months.
Yeah.
We heard about it forever ago. The same team who did Curse Words did this book.
Okay.
I haven't read Curse Words. Tim has. He loves that. It is so weird. It's so goofy, whatever. This book, fantastic. It's an amazing concept. So basically, all of a sudden, instantaneously, every single person on the planet gets a genie. So there's 8 billion people, 8 billion genies. And then the genies say, you get one wish, not 3, 1. And then your intentions behind your wish influence how the wish is carried out. So you have to really think about it. And then just chaos. So this first issue is what happens in the first 8 minutes after the genies appear. And then the next month, it literally says at the end, find out what happens in the first 8 hours. Yeah. Find out what happens in the first 8 hours.
Okay.
So I think it's like an 8-issue series, I think is what we found out. So we have a feeling it's going to be like increments of 8 for like time that's passing. I'm obsessed with these genies. I was just kind of sketching at work today, and I sketched these genies.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yes.
With Galactus.
Yeah. Okay, that was last week, but yes, I also sketched in some Galactus too. But like these genies are so fun, and when you're reading it, pay attention to what the genies look like compared to the person that they belong to.
Okay.
Because that's really fun. So I'm obsessed with this book. I'm so excited. I'm gonna read it more than once in the next month because I can't wait. I need to have it. So like I'm just gonna keep reading this first issue. So like it's so good. Like if you didn't pick this book up already, you need to pick it up. Just read it immediately, please. It is so good.
Yeah.
Tim and I this week were both just like, as soon as people walked in the door, we were like, 8 billion genies, buy it. Don't ask questions. Get it.
Get it.
Oh, it's so good.
That's awesome. Gosh, well, I have 2 left. And then I have a couple of gets as well. What I got. So Power Rangers is one of my guilty pleasures. So this is technically Mighty Morphin issue 19. I could not say no to the Alpha 5 with the party hat.
It's such a good one. It's such a good one.
My God.
Yes.
That is just amazing, and it makes me so happy. And I was like, I can't say no to this cover. The numbering is atrocious because it has the legacy numbering on it, and I have the new stuff. It's fine. It's fine. It's going to be okay. I just needed that cover super bad, and so that happened.
Yes.
And did you have another book, or?
I have not purchased anymore, but I have one I can talk about. So every so often, Vampirella catches my eye.
Yeah.
And so Vampirella Strikes. I read it. No idea what this world is that she's operating in. I really enjoyed it. Okay. Again, sexy vampire woman really does it for me. This honestly, if you're curious about reading Vampirella, just hop in. It works. It's great. It's interesting. She's almost like a detective in this book, and I don't know if that's normal all the time, but she's kind of like a crime detective, and so she's trying to figure out who killed all these, like, I don't know, they're like a gang, but they're not human, and like it was wild. Just for a random book that I picked up this week and read, definitely very cool. So I recommend that one.
So with Vampirella, I'm total outsider to this. I've not read any Vampirella, but I saw that Draculina is in the picture now. She has her own like solo series going on.
Yes.
Have you checked that book out, and how do they compare as characters? Or
I have not. That was another one that I was like, maybe I won't. Nobody's talking about it at our store either.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people are picking it up just for covers. I don't know if they're reading it. So like, I would love to be able to tell you all about it. No idea.
I feel like Draculina's like that friend that you don't invite to the party. I don't know.
maybe. I don't know.
That's
I don't
funny.
know.
Yeah. I don't know.
But no, like I do enjoy reading, like, there's been a couple random one-shots over the years of Vampirella that I've just randomly read, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like that was fine. But this one, I think it's going to be at least a short series. So I'm definitely curious to keep reading that one. I think it'll just be maybe one that I just kind of read, maybe get the collected eventually. I don't know. It's weird. It was a random pickup. I was like, the cover got me, and then now here I am. Just, it's fine.
Well, my last formal book of the week that I purchased, this X-Men 11, I had to go A cover. I was really debating on, the Skrull variant, but I really like this cover because Rogue's look with the shades. I'm here for that. Like,
it's good.
It's making me think about, the Hellfire Gala coming up, and I always chuckle at that event because last year we did like a review show critiquing the outfits and stuff. It was so fun. And I'm totally gonna do that again this year. It's gonna be
100%.
And so it just cracked me up, and so I was like, I had to go with the A cover, and that's the one you guys with that reveal at the end that I've seen it. I don't know what it means because I haven't actually read the issue yet.
Yeah. The Skrull variant for that, was it like Gambit?
Yes.
In Rogue? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I really liked that one, and I also almost wanted to just grab it because I really liked it, but I'm like, nope, I'm gonna leave it for somebody who actually cares about X-Men. Like, I don't need it.
Yeah.
Trying to calm down.
But it was a sharp variant for sure.
Definitely.
A couple of geek gets that I got. We have things that come in the store all the time, and then John just finds cool things, and it's like, you should buy this, and I'm like, I should buy this. So this is a facsimile of Marvel Spotlight on the Son of Satan, so Hellstorm. So just kind of a neat reprint, and I was like, I'm collecting some of his main literature, so I figured, yeah, let's do it. And then we had a collection come in today, and I did not have these yet, and I'm quite excited about it. This is Legion of Monsters Morbius. So this one is really not common, at least at our shop. Plus Dracula evidently is in this one, which is sick. So I'm really excited to read this. I've seen mention of it online, and it's just kind of checking in with Morbius, I guess, for a one-shot tale. And so I'm excited. But more exciting is I have been working on Blade the Vampire Hunter Volume 1 from the 90s. And these stinking things are so hard to find that we had a collection come in with issues 1 through 7. I already have 1 through 6, but I did score issue 7. And so this is a really big win for my collection because I just don't see these ever. This is my first time, I think, seeing this cover at all. Even on like eBay, because they usually show like 2 or whatever, So getting those real subtle issues of Blade is hard because it must have been like a low print run or something, or it's just not available. So, and it's hot right now, candidly, but I'm getting it for the story. I'm not looking to resell it, and so it's just I picked the worst time to get into this stuff. Yeah.
I have something very cool. Let me go grab it. So I have a customer who comes in and we talk about movies, we talk about shows, we talk about older comics because he's older than me and he experienced comics in the 80s and 90s, and like I didn't really do that. So we talked about Morbius a lot, and we talked about the movie and things like that. Like, he loves Morbius. So before Free Comic Book Day, I had a day off, and on that day off he came in, and I came in the next day, and Tim goes, "Hey, someone left something for you." And I was like, "What can it be?" It was this.
Yes.
It's issue number 2.
Yes.
So at first I was like, issue number 2, like, what is this? So I just set it aside. He popped in on Free Comic Book Day, and I was like, "Hey, what's the deal with this?" And he's like, "It is my favorite Morbius issue. It is the first one I ever read. Yep. It's what got me into Morbius." He's like, "I want you to have it. I want you to read it, and we'll talk later." And I was like, "Oh my God." So I read it last night. Amazing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. It is so crazy. And like, it just really, like he said, it just really got me wanting more Morbius, and like, I want to know more about him. So like, I may be hitting you up later, John, to be like, "Hey, let me borrow some books." But there's just so many panels like in this that like, there's like the close-up shot of Morbius, and he's like, and like, oh, I love it. Like, it was so good. I'm probably going to read it again because like I was just kind of blown away by it. So I'm just going to read it again and really absorb it. I saw him today and told him I read it last night, and like we just gushed for like a good 30 minutes. Like, it was so fun. It was so fun.
That's awesome. Chad, I see you in the comments. Thank you so much for stopping out today. Yeah, that's exciting. I like that because I read the Morbius Epic Collection one, and that's like the old stuff before this series started. And I fell in love with that. Like, it's just it's dark, it's fun, it's gritty, and I'm like, "Yes, give me more." And so I legit have 2 short boxes now and a long box of all this horror stuff from Marvel that I have to read, like Doctor Strange and Morbius and Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider, I was filing books I've picked up, and I had to make a tab for Volume 5, Volume 6, Volume 7. And good Lord,
there's too much.
There's a lot. Yeah. So I got my work cut out for me. Did you guys get the trades at all last week for like Rise of the Midnight Suns and Ghost Rider Volume 1 Epic Collection?
I don't think we put in an order for those ones, so I don't think we did get those.
Yeah, those are such a hit with me because they just do such a nice job of collecting it. And with the Midnight Suns ones, I don't have to crack open my ones that are in polybags anymore, like Morbius number 1, which excites me. So I'm just going to read the trade and be happy.
Oh, 100%.
No.
Yeah, no, that's definitely stuff that now that like Free Comic Book Day is passed and we see like the chunks of trades and stuff that we're missing, we're like, oh, okay, we see what people want. Yeah. And I know Ghost Rider stuff, Moon Knight stuff, like Morbius, like we're gonna start stocking up because like that stuff, that stuff is like a huge hit right now. I think like just kind of across the board, and like it's stuff that I want. Like I'm so young when it comes to like comic books, so like I never got to read like the cool 90s stuff or like any of the cool 80s stuff. So like I get older customers who come in and they're like, yeah, like this guy did all this cool stuff. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. So I'm excited to get some of those like epic collections and stuff because I know we have like, I think we have like some Doctor Strange ones and like Deadpool and stuff like that, but like, you know, we need more. So I'm hoping we get some more soon.
Order up on them. People love them, and they're just such a great resource, and they do a really good job. Like the Morbius ones, especially if you can get your hands on some. I haven't read Volume 2 yet. I have it, but Volume 1, I crushed it in a day. It was over like 400 pages of greatness. And I just loved it.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
So. Sometimes you get those books that you're just like, whoom, a whole day went by and you just read an entire collection and you're like, whoa.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Oh, well, that makes me happy. And that's good to know, Miss Taylor. Also, when you come to our store, definitely check out the magazines. We have the Vampire Tales magazines, which have Morbius stories in them, in black and white. And they're fantastic. And they're part of that Epic Collection Volume 1. Too, which is cool. So
cool.
So gosh, you keep me posted on your journey as well. And I think we might be attending the same comic college course here because
I know
I got a lot of reading ahead of me, that's for sure. But
I feel like you have a more comprehensive collection than I do right now. So
it's been aggressive collecting it, but I can collect it. I haven't read it though, and that's something that I'm kind of bummed about, and so I'm excited for things to kind of settle back down here, where I'll use my time off to, get a chunk of it read. But I also want to find a way to export all of the books I have and sort by release date, so I can do it like truly in order across the series, too.
Hit me up. I enjoy that kind of organizing.
So that very well might be a thing for sure.
Oh yeah.
We're getting some love in the comments here. Tony's checking out Mr. Tony got his Rorschach mask on in that photo. That's amazing. Yeah. Sam from the Sioux Falls Stories, an awesome customer of ours, is checking in on YouTube. Thank you, Sam, for tuning in. Holy Hannah. Friends. And Chad, I see you. You love the darker Marvel stuff, including Punisher. Dude, yeah. And that's what I like about Marvel, and DC does it too. It dabbles into the street level, it dabbles into the horror stuff, and I love it. Need more.
I mean, that's like all I love in all of my life is just like the darker horror, gritty, like stuff. Yeah. So I enjoy that I have this Morbius like tickle now. Like I'm just like, I have to read more.
Talk to your customer if he wants to be on the show. Let's have a little round table.
Yeah,
a little vampire background and everything, and we'll do it up. Like I would love to do that. We'll have like a book club or something. It'll be fun. I would love to though, because I love what I've read so far, and I haven't even started Volume 1 of Morbius because that's the first issue kicks off part of the Midnight Suns. So I need to read everything else leading up to that before I even get there. So
Oh, there's so much, like, I love comics. This was a week I have not felt so excited to go into work because I needed the books that I couldn't read earlier. Like on Monday when I was sorting, I'm like, I want to read all of these. I want to read all of these. And then I'm just like sitting there like all day yesterday. I'm like, I just want to go back to work. I want to get my books. I want to read them. Like, I just haven't had that feeling in so long. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is why I love working here. Like this week really just squeezed my heart and said, you're home.
That's awesome. Tony's saying Halloween theme show. Well, Tony, unfortunately with the stuff I tend to read, Halloween could be any time.
Halloween is what, tomorrow? I heard Halloween's tomorrow.
But yeah, I'm excited for you, man. Keep me posted on how that goes. And
definitely.
If I see any other old issues of Morbius up here, we can definitely send those your way.
My way.
Fun. Yeah. That's cool. Well, cool. Well, we talked about free comic book day tonight. We talked about new books. I think it's a little too soon yet to chop it up about the Doctor Strange film. Just because I don't know that everyone's seen it yet. And I don't want to do any spoilers or anything, but I definitely want to hear your thoughts on it at some point. And I personally might have to go see it again.
Same.
Because I kind of left like, what just happened? Was I at the right movie? That kind of stuff. In a good way. I was just shocked. It was fun. So I'll probably go see it again first, but we'll definitely have to do a review show on that at some point too. Maybe Tom, we'll get Tom.
Yeah, maybe Tom will come join us finally. We'll have to sneak me in so run off to Spain again.
But I did tell him while he's in Spain to find me a comic that's not in English, and so that's yeah. And I just won an Italian issue of Wolverine in an online auction too. So.
Okay.
Shout out to Christina Blanche. She's amazing. She takes care of me, and I spend way too much money hanging out with her, and it's so much fun. So I'm here for it. I love it.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, other than that, life's good. I just looked down here. This was a recommendation from John Nordstrom because it was that Moon Knight look. I haven't read it yet, but he had me buy it, and so
looks
just add it to
cool.
the collection. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to read that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it though. Other than that, my nerd office is a hot mess. I got a lot of cleaning to do still, but I've been reading a ton, and got my organizing to do. Cool. That's all I had though for the show itself. Any closing thoughts from the Lincoln side of the house?
Nothing I can think of. Come in and say hi to us. Like we're bumping. We're having a good old time over here.
Yep.
Come say hi.
And I always tell people when they're in our store, you're going through Lincoln, you should come say hi to Taylor and Tim, and they'll get you taken care of and help get you into some comic book trouble.
Definitely. I feel like there was so much more that I read this week. I just can't think of anything because I was just so focused on like these 4 that I bought today. But like,
that's okay.
It was such a good week for comics this week, you guys. Like, so good. So good.
Yep.
Definitely.
Oh, hold up. Moon Knight is street level darker boy. And then Sam is saying, hang on, what Moon Knight book is that? So this is not a Moon Knight book. That's a great question, though. This is Universe X, which has the same branding as Earth X. I did not read a lot of this, you guys. So this is probably my first. I have Earth X somewhere in my collection. I haven't really read it recently, so I honestly kind of need to do a refresher at some point. The cover itself looks cool. I want to say that this is legit Sasquatch from Alpha Flight in the background, so I'm kind of curious about that in itself because it totally is. Yeah, so I'm totally gonna like this book now. But yeah, John said to definitely just check it out for the Moon Knight presence of it. So
that'll be fun.
Yeah. So that was just randomly sitting on my desk here. This is how messy my desk is. It's terrible. But.
I'm really glad you guys can't see like behind my computer right now because there is just craft mess right now on my desk. I just shoved it all out of the way so I could do this stream with you. It's chaos. Yes.
That cover is awesome. Thank you, Sam. Yes, I definitely checked the back issues at work. This was just a random one that came in a collection, and John was like, "You gotta read this."
Yeah, like
okay.
Can't pass it.
But yeah, dude, so excited for Blade number 7. This is a big win, and adding that to my collection as well. And yeah, life's good. Life's good.
Yeah. Definitely check out 8 Billion Genies. I'm probably gonna read that like while I'm eating some food after this. Like I'm gonna read it again. It's a repeat read week. Like I sometimes just have to read books over and over, and this is definitely one of those weeks. So.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Ooh, quick! Last week, Spider-Man 2099. Did you snag that one?
I did, and I read it. I did read it. Loved.
It was good.
And Ghost Rider was up in the cut.
Yes. It was very good. I told Tim, I was like, please write it down right now. There are 3 Spider-Man books that I am enjoying and reading right now, and I don't read Spider-Man books. So we got Spider-Punk, Spider-Man 2099, and then I tried the new Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Yeah.
They're good. They're
You're
good.
Here for it. You're here for the party.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You know that Spider-Man #1, the new one. It's kind of like almost like a TV show. It felt like where it's like, you know, something really bad happened. What was it? Find out next week or whatever. You know, Aunt May being all like, "I trust you, but you're a liar." You know, I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, like, it was just a lot of shock-value moments. So I'm like, what did he do?
I know. I'm so excited to find out what he did. Like, what did he do? I'm excited.
Yeah. So we'll find out. Yeah, the Spidey 2099 though, that was a lot of fun, and the Spider-Punk one was pretty groovy as well. And I was really pleased with the supporting characters in that because I just was like, that's cool. So
it's very good. It was very, very good.
Yeah. Oh, I see you, Pocahon. What up, indeed? How are you? Pocahon is an amazing channel. Taylor, if you have any Godzilla fans, send them his way because he goes to cons. He reviews the figures. He's very passionate about his collectibles, and he does really good quality videos of his travels and just his knowledge. So he's awesome. To do that. So he is a huge, huge, awesome person up here in the Sioux Fizzle, and we love him. So, Matt. This is an interesting one. Not a huge fan of Tom King, but I've heard good things about Mr. Miracle and Strange Adventures. Have either of you read them?
Yes. Not fully for either of them, because I am horrible at keeping up if it goes longer than 6 issues. I have all of Strange Adventures, like the 12-issue series that came out recently. I actually loaned it to my brother, like my 15-year-old brother, and he was like, "You got any more of that? It was so good." And I was like, "That's all I got, buddy." So he gives it a 10 stars. Like he loved it. Excuse me, Mr. Miracle, the most recent one that came out, I think is the one that is like the last one that I read. I loved the art in that one, and it was really good. So definitely, yeah, very good.
Well, there you go, Matt. I personally have not read it, either title, unfortunately. So Taylor for the win there. And Taylor and I are like the yin and the yang. So it's like it's either one or the other typically.
Yeah.
But we actually agreed on a couple books, so that's really rad.
I know. That's exciting.
But yeah, that's it for the show that I've got. I
don't have a lot to yak about today.
Yeah. We'll see what's new in books next week for sure. And you know, I'll beg Taylor and see if we can get her to come back. It's hard to make the stars align and stuff, you know. But yeah, I was like, film. And it's not bad for under an hour, you know, getting a co-host. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Matt, that's awesome. Yeah, if you do try them out, we hope you like them.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. And thank you for tuning in tonight. It was nice to meet you. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, with that, you guys know the drill as always. We are Rainbow Comics, both in Lincoln, Nebraska, as well as Sioux Falls, South Dakota. I'm also representing a comic book look, proudly sponsored by these fine shops. And yeah, we are just looking forward to next week and the week after that and the week after that. It's like a weekly Christmas. It's rather exciting. Chad, thank you so much for tuning in. And thank you to everybody on YouTube as well for tuning in.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We will definitely see you guys hopefully next week. I don't know if Tom's going to be back or not because, like I said, he is out of the country right now.
Crazy man, avoiding me in Spain.
Right, yeah. And the reason why Tom is avoiding Taylor is because of a disagreement on the Morbius movie. So more to come on that. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Thank you guys again. I'm your boy John on Demand on the socials @John on Demand. Any socials you want to plug for yourself?
Look for me on Instagram and Facebook under Skelly Boy Art. It's Skelly like skeleton, boy with an I, art. I do art. The end. Definitely check me out there. I don't have a card to show off this time. They're all packed away somewhere because I took them to comic book day.
I see it in the comments. It's cool.
Yes, Skelly Boy Art. Yes, that's awesome. Yes. Definitely check me out.
Yes. Well, cool.
I threw up some. Threw up some really fun. No, it's okay. Threw up some really fun art today, just today. So definitely go check it out. Give it some love. Yeah. Chad, I see that comment about Morbius. I will hold my tongue until next time.
All right. Well, we will see you guys later. And Miss Taylor, of course, thank you so much. You guys know the drill as always here at Rainbow Comics. We keep those comics flowing on the shelves, and we keep it comics for sure, man. We'll see you guys next time.